In this module, we're going to talk about some best practices to keep your account active and compliant with Facebook. This isn't an end-all to everything that has to do with compliance, but it's kind of some key things you need to know. So you never want to see this message: your account has been flagged for policy violations. If you believe it's a mistake, contact us. It's been really prevalent. In fact, Facebook's even flagged accounts accidentally. And to be honest, it's just been kind of just something that we've had to deal with. We've gotten a few accounts flagged literally accidentally, and we've contacted their support, the live chat, and sometimes we've been able to get them reinstated. Other times they haven't reinstated for some reason. But there's been at least like 3, 4, 5 times where an account has gotten flagged and then fully reinstated. So you're saying, I'm doing white hat. How am I ever going to get an account shut down? And the thing is, if you go to Google and just type in like Facebook account flagged or suspended, I mean, you'll read articles. I read something about some lady who had a blog about like cats and dogs, and like her Facebook account got suspended, and it was like ruining her career and stuff. So thankfully, as marketers, we know what to do if an account gets suspended. So if your account gets flagged or suspended, I would really recommend contacting Facebook and appealing it, and really being persistent. Like one time we had to chat Facebook for months until we got the account back. And I mean, just the fact that they gave the account back just means that we weren't doing anything wrong, but it's just like, I just don't know why it's been like that. But it's just something that has been, it's just something that you have to be aware of so you know what to do. So if your account gets flagged, you should really try to appeal it, but at the same time, you should just try to get another account. Like if you have a wife or a husband, a friend, a spouse, maybe ask them permission to run ads on their business manager or something. Because even if you're appealing your ad account, you don't know if you're going to get that account back in like a day, in a week, 2 weeks. You don't want to be kind of out of commission just waiting like weeks or months on end to get your account back. So if you get an account suspended, yes, appeal it, but in the same time, I would just immediately start another account. And if you don't like have any more accounts, maybe you have a spouse that would let you run on their business manager, or maybe you can just get a friend, a cousin, a family member, a mom, a dad, brother, sister. There's got to be some kind of friends or family that would allow you to run ads on their business manager, and you could just add yourself as an admin to their account and kind of be up and running again. So again, a lot of times the flags and stuff have been accidental, and even if it wasn't accidental, sometimes it's something that you didn't expect. Like maybe you just use like the wrong image and it got like the whole account suspended or something. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like the suspensions are have been overreactions, but at the same time, Facebook has gone through a lot of legal stuff, so it's almost like they're playing a game of overly strict, in my opinion. But what you need to do is, like I said, if an account gets flagged or suspended, just contact them and appeal it. But in the meantime, just run on someone else's account, so you're not just like out of business and stuff, waiting for your account to get resolved. So there's two main reasons why an account would be banned primarily. There's three. I mean, the third reason is accidental, and Tyler and I have gotten um, roughly 3 to 5 accidental bans where we've we've kind of fought it with Facebook. We've chatted with them, sometimes months on end, and we've gotten the accounts back. So there is this third reason of an accidental ban, but you can be banned on your Facebook account not accidentally. One way is suspicious activity, and the second way is a policy violation. So let's talk about these things. Suspicious activity. So Facebook is not against you. They just want to keep fraud away. They want to keep fake news away. They want to keep things away that are not good. And um, something that you might want to be careful of is just when you start off on an ad account, um, increase the budget more gradually. So instead of going from like $5 a day instantly to $500 a day, increase the budget just more gradually. We've found that sometimes this might set off some red flags. Even if you have a campaign that you know is really successful and you're excited about launching it and you're excited about spending a lot of money, make it gradual. Maybe you start off spending $50 a day, then raise that to $100 a day, and then $140, and then $250, and then so raise it in increments of like $100 or $200 at a time or something until the account at least has a lot of history. We've just experienced when we've started a campaign or account from scratch and we've tried to just spend kind of a boatload on it, it has set off some red flags in the past. So that's one tip, is this gradual increasing a budget, especially if the account is particularly brand new. There seems to be some kind of algorithm to detect if new accounts are acting suspicious, and they feel like the rapid spending of money is potentially suspicious. Account access. Your account could be suspended if you are living in one country and you're accessing the country, accessing the account in another country. So if you're a U.S. citizen and you go to like the Philippines on vacation and you log into your Facebook account in the Philippines, there is a very high probability that you're going to be locked out of your Facebook account. And at the very least, they're going to ask you to submit like photo ID and all this stuff. And to be honest, you could be out of commission for like your entire vacation because of this blockage that has occurred on the account. So we'll give you some tips to do to handle this, and we'll talk about like the safest. We'll talk about the safest way to do traveling, and this pertains. This isn't overseas traveling. I mean, to be honest, even if you're traveling from New York City to Los Angeles, if you log in your Facebook in LA, your account might get locked out. You might get like some freeze on your account. You need to submit driver's license. You need to submit photo ID. You don't know how long that's going to take. What if it takes 4 days, 5 days for Facebook to review? You're not able to do your ads or anything during that period of time. So a tip that we have for you is to basically just leave a computer at home. So let's say you live in New York. You can set up a computer at home. So maybe get a desktop that's just kind of running at home. And then when you travel, instead of logging in directly to Facebook in your other country or other state, just remotely access your computer at home. It makes it so that you're not going to be setting off these red flags. So again, if you live in, for example, New York and you're traveling to Los Angeles, instead of risking it, instead of trying to log in the other place, you put a computer at home, and then what you can do is you can use an application called TeamViewer, or there's other applications, but TeamViewer is just very universal. It's very kind of a common one. But what you can do is, let's say you're an extreme example, you're traveling to Morocco and you live in the United States. I almost guarantee if you try to log in from the Morocco, your account's probably going to get frozen. You're going to get locked out. You're not going to be able to access your account. They're going to be asking for identification, upload photo ID, upload passport. You don't know how long they're going to take to review that. So the workaround is, if you're traveling, you have a desktop running at home. Just have it so it like never sleeps, and then you can put TeamViewer on both the computers, and TeamViewer allows you to kind of remotely access your computer at home in a remote access way, kind of. So you could be in Morocco, and through TeamViewer, you could actually be just using remotely your computer at home. So look more into this solution if you're doing a lot of travel, and if this has been a problem for you, this might be a good solution. It's not worth the hassle, and it's just not. We never risk it. Like when Tyler and I go to conferences, it's like this is standard protocol for us. We would leave a computer at home with the team viewer on, and then we would be in the other location, and we don't log into Facebook in the other country or the other state. We log into the team viewer, which then is running from our home computer, because we experienced it. Tyler lives, well, I'm not going to say where Tyler lives just for his privacy, but he lives in a state that's not New York. And Tyler and I traveled to New York. We went to Affiliate Summit East. And what happened was Tyler logged, this was a while ago, maybe like 3 years ago. We didn't really know these strategies. Tyler logged into his Facebook account to check his ads at Affiliate Summit. He just got there. Lo and behold, he doesn't live in New York. He logs in New York. Facebook completely blocks his account. They went as far as pausing his ads, like they froze his ads. They blocked his account, and it took him 3 weeks to get his Facebook account back. Literally 3 weeks. We were completely out of business on that Facebook account for 3 weeks. It was a huge hassle. So after that experience, we do not travel remotely without having a computer at home with a team viewer where we can access remotely, so we're not tripping all these things like suspicious IP addresses and suspicious traveling and all this stuff, because we don't want that business put on halt. So remember this, Facebook just does, they have a lot of fraud. You don't want to be categorized as that, and always think just how would a normal Facebook user behave. A normal Facebook user wouldn't necessarily be going from California to New York to Europe to Morocco to this and that, but sometimes as affiliate marketers, we're all over the place. We're going to a conference in Arizona, we go to Puerto Rico, and it's but a normal citizen might not be doing that much traveling or something. So just remember to behave kind of like a normal person, and this is a workaround, is to leave that computer at home and remotely access it when you're abroad or traveling. Again, states, if you live in Texas, if you live in New York, you're going to LA, get that setup going so you don't risk setting up things. So policy violations you can't do much about, but if you break the rules, it's going to be kind of hard to appeal your account, right? It's like, it's one thing if your account got accidentally suspended, but if you actually broke the rules, I'm not sure what you're going to be appealing. I've never seen someone really get back their account that has blatantly broken the rules. They usually just write back, I'm sorry, you disobeyed the policies. So you can read the Facebook policies at thefacebook.com/policies/ads. Just get familiar with it and make sure you're following their rules. Common rules that could be broken are misleading ads, right? So if something is not free, don't say it is in the ad. If something costs $50 a month, don't say it costs $10 a month in the ad. So misleading ads can get suspended, and those can ban ad accounts. And when I say getting your ad account banned, I'm not talking about your Facebook profile. I'm just talking about your ability to just run ads on the account. It's been extremely rare. I've personally never seen Facebook go to an extreme of banning someone's entire Facebook profile. What I'm referring to when I say ad account getting banned, I'm referring to the actual ad, the ad side of things, not being able to run ads, the suspending of that. So avoid anything misleading, avoid discriminatory things, so don't call out ages, races, nationalities, religions. You got to be very careful and not do that kind of stuff. Don't say you much, like the word you, because it's just kind of do you have diabetes? Facebook doesn't like that because they think that when you say you, you're kind of directing someone out or calling them out. So instead of saying, do you have a diabetes, do you have bad credit? You could just say bad credit question mark. So do you see what I mean? Instead of saying, do you have bad credit, you can say bad credit question mark. It brings the same meaning to the user, but you didn't break Facebook's terms. So sometimes these terms can be a very fine line. Like you can get an entire ad account suspended for literally saying, do you have bad credit? It sounds ridiculous, but it's just like the way Facebook's been. They've been kind of strict. So you'd have to avoid calling out the user. You have to avoid these things on the right-hand side, like that race, the age, the gender, anything of religion, to the person, like calling out any kind of trait. You just don't want to do that. And avoid the word you, because a lot of times the word you is associated with those calling out of the person. Do you need money? It's like, well, that's it. That sentence is a ticket to get your ad account suspended. So you might want to say something along the lines of, do you need to give your wallet, or just avoid you. You could say, wallet need a boost this month? Question mark. See how it's like kind of saying, do you need money, but in a very indirect way. So there's ways to just phrase it differently. Instead of do you have diabetes, you can just say, here's the latest research on diabetes, blah, blah, blah. Just avoid the you. And you could also be banned if you just have too many rejected ads. I mean, if you just have like 30 plus rejected ads and it's just nuts, that could trigger a review of your account, possibly suspended if you were doing something wrong. I think one of the most obvious ways to break their rules would be to be promoting things that are not allowed, like drugs, alcohol, dating, gambling, casinos, just blatant things that are not allowed. That's just an easy way to get shut down, and avoid those things, of course. And you can learn what they don't allow by going to Google and type in Facebook ad policies, find their official policies, and get educated and versed on what you cannot promote. It makes it very clear there that some things are just not allowed, like multi-level marketing schemes and things like that. Third-party infringement would get an account shut down, perhaps like using copyrighted images, logos, doing like Spider-Man shirts, right? You don't own the rights to that logo or that brand. I've seen and heard a lot of people getting shut down in kind of the e-commerce space. They're making shoes with like sports teams logos on them, and it's like they're getting shut down because they do not have permission to be using the logos. Ripping other people's ads, Facebook's not liking that much these days. When in doubt, just err on the safe side. If you think your ad is too aggressive or too kind of close to possibly breaking policies, just make it a little safer, and visit their policies. Go to that facebook.com/policies/ads and really get versed in just what their rules are. If you're going to be using their platform, you should know the rules just so you do not get suspended. They have sections about prohibited content, restricted content, and very specific things that you can follow, and you'll be safer rather than sorry. So in the next module, I'm going to just review everything we've talked about in a brief manner, and then the fun part begins where we're going to show you how to actually set up Facebook ads and stuff like that in the next section. So I'll see you in the final takeaway section, and we'll go from there. We'll talk soon.